Hello there. We are continuing to talk about mastering tools in May and the things that we can do to help us navigate situations, anxiety, anger, those types of things. So I wasn't expecting to do this, but I feel like this is important. So last week, I talked about that moment of anger, right? When we're relating to somebody, conversing, arguing, whatever that is. And I feel like this is important because I did ask everybody to maybe shift more into that experiencer perspective rather than being, all sucked into the emotion of that moment, which triggers in us that painful place, right? That I called it the maybe the young, the wounded ego or whatever it is. But is that younger? It's that juvenile painful, pained, wounded place in all of us. That this is what the ego is. But when we get triggered, here's what I want to talk about. When we get triggered, that is an indication to us. And I'm going to say that when I first heard this, it kind of pissed me off, excuse me, to be absolutely upfront about it. It really did. But now I know that that was actually true. So I'm not laughing about this, but I'm laughing because I can remember how angry I got when somebody said, oh, when somebody makes you mad, it's really your stuff that's coming up. Wow. That did not feel helpful in the moment at all. So let's laugh about it a little bit because this is true. This is true. This is truth. And that is why we get angry. So on top of being the experiencer in the moment, right, and taking a beat or taking that time out that we feel like we need so we can bring forward our better, best self for ourselves, for the other person, other people who are involved. It's really important too to say, okay, you don't have to do it in that moment. In fact, don't do this in this moment. But when you leave this situation, go talk to yourself about this. What was this that bothered me? Why does that bother me? Right? I can remember asking myself these questions. Well, excuse me, I still do these things, right? Every day. Almost every day I'm faced with things where I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And and now I'm cool about it because I realize that it's the other person or the situation is reflecting back to me that which I need to look at to help me let go of the attachment to the trigger so that I can move forward. That's what's going on here. So taking time to ask ourselves these questions, what is it that's bothering me? I'm gonna throw out one of my situations, and I know I talk a long time here, sorry. This is just for example, when my daughter was small, it was really important to me that she wear things that I wanted her to wear. Okay. I know where this comes from. It was a learned behavior, all that stuff, but I was sticking to this, right? And so every time we needed to dress up and go somewhere, I wanted her to look presentable. Like many of you watching this video, you might have experienced the same thing. Well, I really needed to ask myself because I would become not enraged, but really angry. And I would say to myself, why does this bother you so much? Why does it bother you so much? And then I would say, okay, because I want her to look a certain way, right? And then I would say, okay, you want her to look a certain way. Why? Well, because I don't want somebody to think XYZ about me, or because I want her to be accepted in a certain way. All these little attachments, right, that we have to things. That is my example, right? And then I got to a point where I started letting it go. God bless this child. She was breaking me of this and bringing it right to my face, which is what our spouses, our partners, and our children do so often in life. So I just wanted to share that with you. So that's really important. These things are telling us things about ourselves. So ask the question when you're by yourself, why does this bother me? And if you take a look at it, it's a little scary in the beginning, but the more you do these things and let them go, you are on a journey to become your better self. That's why you're here, right? It's not about avoiding what life keeps giving you and bringing you and showing you. It's about prevailing and walking through and realizing that much of the fear that we have when facing these things is all based in illusion. It is not true. So I wanted to share that with you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.